Guys, we got to talk about the hottest company in investment in crypto right now, and that is Coinbase, and maybe Base by extension. No Base coin, but Base projects. But Coinbase landed another big partnership today. And if you are invested in Coinbase stock, unlike cryptos, this kind of partnership and utility does impact the stock price, because when you buy a share of Coinbase, you buy a share of the company, and any profit they make does flow down to the investors. So think about that. So they landed a partnership with the U.S. Marshal Service, and they're going to actually use Coinbase to custody their assets. They're in fact going to use Coinbase Prime to custody certain digital assets as part of a new law enforcement agency responsibility to handle asset forfeiture. Asset forfeiture is basically the government coming up to you and, hey, you have to forfeit your assets. Basically, that's kind of what it is. In a July 1st notice, Coinbase said the USMS had selected the exchange institutional investing arm to provide custody and advanced trading services for large cap digital assets. They're going to help with custody and probably auctioning them off. The cryptocurrency exchange said it would manage the assets centrally in support of the federal agency, which sometimes takes custody of crypto seized by the DOJ. And that could be a lot of crypto flowing through it. More profit for Coinbase, which flows down to you, to the investor, either in the form of higher stock price or possibly dividends in the future. In 2022, the Office of Inspector General for the Justice Department released the results of an audit suggesting that the Marshal Service faced challenges in managing and tracking cryptocurrency. So they're tapping Coinbase, and that's very good. Coinbase has a history of being used by law enforcement agencies to custody or sell crypto seized as part of criminal investigations. The U.S. Marshal Service has held assets tied to defunct crypto exchange FTX and the infamous Silk Road platform. According to government records, Coinbase Prime received more than $32 million for the USMS contract. So the $32 million is not how much they are custodying for the USMS. It's a lot more than that, but that's how much they were paid to actually do this. And remember, that's profits. And, if you're investing in stocks, you want them to get profits. Because if you don't get profits, not getting much at all. So that is very good news for Coinbase, and it makes them even hotter of a stock choice and a stock pick. BRICS is actually running into headwinds as one of their core members, and the only core member that's actually doing extremely well, India, is basically saying, hey, we got to back up on the de-dollarization because I don't support it. This is why BRICS isn't really a thing. They're not really united on anything. And India is definitely more pro-US than pro-China, which is one of the other big leaders in BRICS. So India has expressed reservations on the rapid expansion of the BRICS economic bloc. They don't want BRICS to expand so quick, as China and Russia push to include more countries and solidify their geopolitical influence. Remember, India doesn't like China. In fact, most of those Southeastern Asian countries do not like China. They're okay, they're pretty good with Russia, but China is a much bigger influence in BRICS. The BRICS alliance, originally composed of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, has expanded significantly in the past year. The UAE, Egypt, Iran, Ethiopia have joined the bloc, while Argentina declined the invitation and Saudi Arabia has yet to decide. India's discontent with the new induction signals potential challenges for future expansions. This could be like NATO or the UN. I mean, they're not really like a military organization, obviously. They're just an economic bloc. But if India has ultimate veto power, they might not be able to expand. And India is not so keen on de-dollarization because they're actually okay with dollarization. So India is particularly displeased with the direction BRICS is taking, with plans to reject new invitations to the 2024 summit. According to sources, India believes that China and Russia are leveraging BRICS to advance their own agendas. Duh. Of course they are. They're trying to take down the U.S. And remember, India likes the U.S. more than they like China. And between China and Russia, China is basically gaining control over Russia because Russia has to go to China for literally everything, and India and China are enemies, potentially using the bloc as a tool to counter Western influences. And India doesn't actually mind Western influences. So here's the first thing. There are countries in this bloc that don't actually care about the US's dominance and that are fine with Western influences. And India is actually one of them. Specifically targeting the US and Europe, India's stance is to maintain the original ethos of BRICS as an equal partnership and suggest a 5-year gap before considering further expansions to allow the bloc to stabilize. So India has a huge rift with China and Russia, which wants to curb Western influence that's been there for, half a century. India is not on board with this plan. And you know what? They don't mind Western influence nearly as much as China and Russia. Both China and Russia are keen on expanding BRICS to strengthen their geopolitical influence. They have advocated for inclusion of more countries, which could reshape global economic alliances. Pakistan, which is like in a vendetta with India, another applicant for BRICS membership, further increased tension with India due to long-standing hostilities between the two nations. So the thing is, like, even in the core members, I don't really know what South Africa and Brazil think. I think they're kind of neutral in this debate, but India is rifting further and further apart from China and Russia. And if India were to leave the alliance, it would really, really hamper BRICS because it is the only member of the alliance that is economically doing really well. Like I said, I don't really know about Brazil. South Africa can't really keep the lights on at this point because they have rolling blackouts. Russia is kind of screwed right now with the war. Vladimir Putin is trying to find a way to peace while keeping the territory he seized. And China's economy is kind of like in the toilet as well. So they don't want to lose India, but they want to strengthen their geopolitical influence, which India doesn't really want all that much. We also have to talk about Floki Inu. And there are fake Floki coins on Solana and Base, and they are warning against them. And do not fall for these fraudulent schemes. The Floki Inu meme coin project has warned users and the broader crypto community about ongoing scams involving unauthorized tokens falsely associated with its brand. The fraudulent tokens have surfaced on the Solana and Base blockchains. Floki is only on BNB and Ethereum. So basically, please check the official site for information and do not trust any other site. So it is only tradable on BNB and Ethereum. You see Floki on Solana and Base. It is fake. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.